Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Darla Castaño.
My name is Stephanie Castillo. Y en esta ocasión vamos a leer sobre nuestra experiencia como en ser parte de debate y la razón por la cual empezamos a ser parte del equipo. Primeramente, para mí, debatir significa tener la oportunidad de expresarme de una manera en la que usualmente no tengo la oportunidad de hacerlo. Es poder demostrar mis capacidades sin tener que hacer otra cosa más que hablar con seguridad y certeza. La forma en que me expreso desde que soy parte del equipo de debate es más precisa, sigilosa y consciente de los diferentes puntos de vista que pueden formar parte de una situación. He aprendido a dirigirme con más calma hacia los contrincantes y no tomarme las cosas personal. Esto es algo que no solamente me ha beneficiado en los debates, pero también en mi vida diaria.
For me, being a debater means to be someone who's passionate and reasonable. Someone who can learn from their mistakes and know how to make it better for the next time, which makes it extremely important and valuable because it means that you can comprehend from the simplest problem to the most complex one, and it gives you an advantage of being able to solve it.
Empecé a formar parte del equipo de debate de la Academia Margarita Muñiz porque en realidad me sentí forzada a hacerlo por parte de mis maestras, sin ver en ese momento los beneficios netos de ser parte de esta experiencia que me cambiaría tanto como estudiante. No lo quería hacer porque pensaba que me iba a sentir estresada, que me quitaría parte de mi tiempo y que simplemente era una actividad más. Pero al empezar a ir a los debates y sentir la algarabía, el deseo de dar a conocer mis ideas y probar mis puntos fueron de las principales razones por las cuales sentía que debía estar ahí.
At the beginning, I didn't want to do debate because I felt as if I was being forced. But when I got the hang of it, I felt like I was here and I was able to put my brain to work in an unforgettable way because I felt connected to everything that I said and I felt passionate for every debate that I did.
Lo que me hizo mantenerme en el equipo de debate fue el deseo de superarme. En mi primer debate, como era de esperarse, no me fue muy bien. Nuestra contrincante tenía mucha experiencia y tenía muchos años debatiendo y su seguridad al hablar nos intimidó a mí y a mi compañera. Pero de inmediato entendí que me había servido de práctica para entender cómo todo realmente funcionaba. Entendí que no era solamente saberse el contenido lo importante, sino también hablar con firmeza y tener seguridad. El deseo de dar lo mejor y la curiosidad de saber cómo se sentiría ganar me motivó a seguir representando a mi escuela.
Okay, so what really made me stay was not the Saturday mornings, it was not the toughest, but it was the experience that I gained. The adrenaline running through my body at every cross-examination that I did, having a partner who actually helped me debate. And at the beginning, me and Stephanie were not partners, but when we became partners, we saw like we had similar ideas.
Las cualidades y fortalezas que he aportado a la Liga de Debate de Boston, como también a mi equipo de manera más específica, van de la mano con el hecho de que a pesar de que no lo hago en inglés, lo hago en español, y eso me ayuda a enaltecer el propósito de la Academia Muñiz, la cual es la primera escuela bilingüe de Nueva Inglaterra. Al hacerlo en mi primer idioma, puedo demostrar la importancia e intensidad del español y lo importante que es para los hispanos mantener sus habilidades.
Some of the strengths that I believe that I have brought to my team and to the BDO was my enthusiasm of being able to argue and have some backups such as my evidence, my coaches, and my partners. By doing debate in Spanish, I was able to represent my school because as a bilingual high school, we represent the importance of the Hispanic community in Boston. We have demonstrated that speaking Spanish is really important because it's a way to keep our roots as Hispanics. And by doing debate in Spanish, we were able to empower the Hispanic community to always be proud of the ability that they have of speaking Spanish.
Ser parte del equipo de debate me ha ayudado en cuanto a mi desempeño académico, mi confianza en mí misma y hasta a fortalecer amistades. La manera en que estos beneficios han sido reflejados es porque me he convertido en un estudiante con menos timidez, no solamente en el aspecto social, sino también para participar en clase. Incluso en la clase de inglés puedo decir que no tengo miedo en absoluto para contestar a preguntas o dar mi opinión. También me ha servido para mantener buenas amistades con amigos con los que me transporto a cada debate, con mi compañera con la cual nos dedicamos mucho para poder hacer lo mejor posible, y también el hecho de que con mi voz puedo inconscientemente evocar poder.
Being able to be part of the debate team has opened my eyes on who I am. I'm able to believe in myself and I'm able to overcome obstacles more easily because debate has taught me that hard work does pay off. On the other hand, it has been a great contribution of my academic and eloquence skills because it has expanded my knowledge and my vocabulary. Because of the way I was able to strengthen my friendships and relationships with teachers. This incredible experience has made me realize that there is a purpose for everything, and a purpose of the way it was in my life was that I have to take advantage of any opportunities that life has to offer, such as going to college and becoming successful in life. Thank you so much.
Next up, Brooke High School.
Come on up. All right. So you can come up the front, Manuel. It's fine. No, all right. Okay. You're following the directions. I appreciate it. Okay. So I will say for Brooke High School, this debater has actually been a debater since last year when he was a middle schooler, and actually technically is still in middle school. He's an 8th grader, but he competed at the varsity level and at the Lexington tournament this year. So a really impressive feat, and watch out because he's going to be here for 4 more years. So congratulations to Manuel Pineda from Brooke High School. And Manuel's coaches picked him as the top speaker for his team. Congratulations. And his partner for a lot of the season is their Legacy Award winner, Anna Tejeda. Congratulations. Okay, so now I'd like to invite up, we're going to have the top speaker of the year. So the top speakers of the year, the way we choose these speakers is that we look at all of your points, your speaker points for the entire season. We keep track of these and we average them out. We figure out who has the highest average for the season for the entire league in the varsity divisions and in Debate en Español. These speakers have really put in a lot of hard work. You've seen them, you've probably been a little bit afraid to debate against them, and reasonably so. I would be too. So our top speaker of the year in varsity is Tyrone Coleman from Charlestown. And in Debate en Español, I just met this debater for the first time this year, but I remember looking up, there you go. Congratulations, Julia. And just in case you don't know, he has quite the collection of gavels at home. I think I've seen him take home a gavel at least 3 of the tournaments this year. So congratulations again. All right, now we'd like to welcome the team from Henderson to the stage. Come on up, Henderson. I'm really excited to welcome Henderson up. I've been working as their program manager since their debate team first started, which means that I've worked very closely with a lot of these debaters their entire time they've been in the league, and they are a wonderful group, and I'm going to turn it over to their coach, Yasmin Francis, to say a little bit more.
Hello, this is my first year coaching and my second year teaching with the Henderson. And I have had the pleasure of working with all of these lovely students. And so for our 3 to 5 tournaments, I'd like to acknowledge Jocelyn Carvalho, Talia Mark, and Zyra Mercer. And so this, actually, our top speaker is a new addition to the high school, and she has dedicated herself to coming to almost every single debate and has worked in and out with working with new folks to the team and people who are new to debate. And I'm very pleased to give this to Zara Mercer. And it is my pleasure to give this to actually one of my advisees. She has been a staple in my junior English class and I know she'll do great things at Lesley University next year. Jocelyn Carvalho.
All right, congratulations. Let's hear it one more time for Henderson.
Next up, New Mission BCLA ACC. So this team just seems to keep getting, not necessarily larger, but like the name keeps getting longer, which is fine. But it's definitely a group of people who've accomplished a lot, especially this year. And some of the most remarkable instances of teamwork and communication and really respect for the people around you, I have seen this year among this group of students. So they are not done with their debate season. There's a lot left for many of them. And I'm sure that the coaches can tell you more about some of the students who are participating in those activities.
Hi everyone, I'm Emily Silas. This is Miss Mongonia. We're the coaches, along with Ravi Singh, who should be joining us any moment. Up, right here. We have had a great season. We're very proud of our accomplishments, but as Rain was just saying, we're really proud of our sportsmanship and our sportswomanship, and just this group of debaters always pushing themselves, always challenging themselves to be better, to work harder, to take on new challenges, and we're just so proud of how much you push yourselves and how self-motivated you are. So for our 3 to 5 tournaments, we have Amy Rodriguez and Damian Cordero, Josh Appo and Nassim Morales, who are not here this evening, unfortunately. But our 6+ tournament folks are Aileen Ramirez, Aishatou Diallo, Danelia Gossip, Dylan Nguyen, Jesse Pontes, and Josie Colon. Okay, so for our top speaker, we have quite a few seniors we're very proud of, so we'll see who's up here. Okay, for our top speaker, Aishatou Diallo. And for our Legacy Award, this person, we are enormously proud of your maturity, your quiet power on the team, Danelia Gossip.
Round of applause one more time for New Mission BCLA ACC. Next, I'm always very excited for speeches. I like speeches, that's why I do debate things. But I'm very much excited for this next thing that's coming up, which is the senior speaker in English. So, Yorslam is going to come up in just a minute, but before that, her coach, Mr. Fly, is going to introduce her. So Yorslam and Mr. Fly, can you please come to the stage?
She's running away, okay. I don't get to introduce people very much. I love to brag about my students. It's better when I get to do it in front of an audience. I've taught Yorslam for 3 out of 4 years of high school, and I've coached there for also 3 out of these 4 years. And there's not many people I'm more proud of than watching her come through these 4 years of high school and becoming the debater and the student and the young woman that she is. She is most impressive because she has done so much and she's had to do it by herself. None of her coaches know anything about varsity, but she took on the challenge of varsity. She was the first student from our school to ever go to a regional tournament, Lexington, Harvard. She went to all of them and debated and represented our school. She even represented all of Boston and all of the Northeast by going to a speech competition last summer. which was amazing. And so I am just so happy to be here and see her coming up and give the senior speech because she has done so much for this community and for the Boston Debate League. So Yorslam, let's hear what you have to say.
This is really nice. It's gonna keep it right here. So, as you all know, my name is Yorsal. I go to Boston International E-Commerce Academy. I first enjoyed debate because I was convinced that it would improve my reading and writing skills. In addition to that, I was a freshman in high school with no life, so I saw debate as a way to make friends. And I also would earn term points in my English classes. The reasons why debate is a good fit for me is because I'm loud, and I love being right, like all the time. Like even when I'm right, when I'm wrong, and I should stop, but I don't. I was so competitive that I didn't really care. I didn't care so much about what debate would bring in my life, but instead I cared about the trophies. It took me 4 tournaments to earn my speaker award. By that time, I was ready to quit debate. Like I told all my coaches, I finalized everything. I was like, I'm done, I'm gone. But the hardest trophy to get in debate is the speaker awards. And if I didn't get one for every tournament, then I just felt worthless by the day, because it meant that, for me, it meant that like I didn't improve anything that day in terms of my English, in terms of my speaking skills, and in terms of like using debate terminology. I would say that the reason that I kept coming to debate and continuing to come to debate was the speaker awards, because I knew that if I didn't get it that tournament, I would get it the next tournament. So I used it as a way to motivate me instead of complaining and moping around. Other than trophies, my coaches were my biggest motivators as well, by acknowledging all the small and large accomplishments that I have achieved, by just like writing amazing emails to my teachers and letting them know, and giving me the right support when I feel upset, like giving me a hug like Ms. Nova did. I started to realize that debate was a community that brought people together. And debate was about bringing young people to use their voice and talk about what is happening in their community, and just like learning to how to speak about what's happening in your community. Like immigration affects my community, and to just be standing there and talk about that was really big for me. So I truly say, when I say this, I truly mean it, that I found my voice through debate. Thank you. It was for those reasons that I devoted my whole high school years to debate. In all 4 years, like I've only missed about two tournaments. And I remember regretting those times. And yes, at times, I felt like throwing my BDL binder to the wall, especially when I moved up to to varsity. However, I built a lot of perseverance that led me to have guts to go to to compete at a national level, which meant that I was improving and people were recognizing my hard work. And gave me this challenge for me to take upon. I didn't really win anything through those times, but when when I was in the national tournaments. But my perspective from freshman Yorsalem to Yorsalem now has just totally changed. It became about learning and improving and just, you know, building on that self-confidence that I already have. So therefore, I am just so proud of my school debate team, because 4 years ago, none of you heard of Binka. But now, you know, you heard of us. We were out there, we're striving, we're continuing to grow, and we're learning all your skills that you throw at us. We're seeing you. We are learning. I'm just so grateful for my debate coaches and like just the whole school for opening the opportunity for our school to be a part of this community. So when I first came to Boston, I was a quiet kid in middle school who felt like her opinion didn't matter, and that's how I walked into high school. So I just put my hands down in class and didn't really speak much. So I could see like the impact that debate had on my education and my personal growth. And there were tough times where I went home with nothing and lost many of my rounds, like I said before, but that didn't stop me from not coming. I continued to show up. I continued to show up with pride. I just love the fact that I get those 8 minutes and those, especially the 5 minutes where I just get to speak and the only thing you can hear is my voice and no one else, even though they're forced to listen to me, but still like, to me that's a lot. And it was like still hard getting used to, because not a lot of people growing up, not a lot of people ask for my opinion. So with that being said, I'm leaving my career as a debater with perseverance and great listening skills. Even if I strongly disagree with that person, I will still listen to them. I didn't only learn to use my voice, but I also had to push others to use their voice as well. I wouldn't be standing here if it weren't for debate. I wouldn't be able to take my mother to watch me in New Orleans to compete at a national speech competition where I met many African American attorneys in one room and competed with students who had a lot of experience with public forum debate. And I just sat there, listened to them talk about their experiences, and I nodded like I knew what they were talking about. I wouldn't have taken a Suffolk College class, which gave me a college credit, if it weren't for debate. I had so many opportunities open up for me that I wouldn't have access if it weren't for debate. So I owe it to my coaches, to my debate partners, the biggest of all, the BDL staff. Since I am an expert at failure and redeeming myself from it, my advice to my peers are who are ready to give up, I would say take your time, breathe. If you need to take a break, take that break, but just make sure you come back. As long as you keep coming back, that's the only way that you're going to see real improvements. And there's always room to grow and to just learn, not only from the judges or from the coaches, but also from the people that you're debating with. And that was like the first time that this year was the first time I experienced where I learned from the people that I was debating with. So you know who you are, so thank you. So yeah, thank you guys.
Let's give Yorsalem a round of applause one more time. That was really cool. So up next, Roger. Roger, I think we are presenting the top school of the year.
So, this is one of my favorite, I mentioned I was a math teacher before. This is my favorite award of the year to give out, and the reason why is because it requires me to do the most math, and it's true. What we do to calculate the top school of the year is we take all of the novice debaters, all the JV debaters, all the varsity debaters, all of Debate en Español. We take their wins, we assign points for those. We take their losses, we assign points for those. And we add up all those points for every single tournament for the entire season. And that tells us which school has earned the most points, which school has been the most committed, which school has performed the best for the whole year. And so it is my absolute pleasure to congratulate Boston International Newcomers Academy, the top school of the year. Come on up. Now I'm going to turn it over to their coaches to say a little bit more about their program.
All right, thank you everyone. This was very unexpected. I guess I'll say a little bit about the team quickly. We've had a strong team this year. We have a lot of kids that have been debating. We're a small school, so every time I see the number of our kids that show up, I'm always impressed. And every other teacher of English language learners will know that speaking, listening, arguing, and debating is so hard if you're trying to learn English. And it's probably one of the most difficult tasks an English learner can do, and yet these kids keep showing up, and we're not even forcing them. And I still don't understand what makes them want to keep doing the most difficult thing they possibly could do, but they keep coming back, and so we're so proud of all of our students for being here and winning and losing happily, and so our team is just very excited about this. So for our 3 to 5 tournaments, we have Abdi Aziz Abdi, who is here somewhere, Berlanda Alexis, Catherine de Jesus, Dana Felixson, Dafkar Borjelen, Hema Recio Luciano, Giovanna Andrade, Hoda Abdi, Josiana Correa, Juan Pablo Casilla, Julio Nivar, Catherine Santana, Lawrence Desir, Mohamed Somani, Fu Win, Raulina Rodriguez, and Vanessa Antonor. And for our 6+ tournaments, we have Benjamin Robles, Naika Luis Charles, and Yorslam Burhani. For our top speaker, again, she has been a debater since day 1 of her high school career, all the way up to the last day. She never got the hammer, so I'm sorry, but this is pretty good. Yorslam Burhani is our top speaker. For our Legacy Award, we wanted to recognize someone who wasn't able to come to every tournament, but she was at every single practice, and we had 2 a week, and we didn't have anyone else who came to every single one. Her commitment to being there and working with the team was amazing, and she came to this country just a few months ago and already is debating in JV English, which is amazing. So, Giovanna Andrade.
Bien, y para los chicos mejor oradores en español, tenemos a la persona que ha ganado en este día y que creo que le gusta más ganar y estar correcto, el señor locutor Julio Nivar. Y el premio al legado, hemos decidido entregárselo a la persona que desde el primer día que perteneció a este equipo ha traído alegría, entusiasmo y todos sus amigos a cada práctica y a cada torneo. Y además de eso, no nos deja vivir en paz. Siempre tiene debate en su mente y corazón. Raulina Rodríguez.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Up next, I know y'all can see, Boston Latin Academy. So, BLA is a school that is very involved in the BDL. They have students who come to all of the tournaments, and they have students who come to all this other stuff that Roger and I ask them to do, sometimes with very little notice, just because they want to be involved and because they really care. So, Mr. Paddock, one of their coaches, is here, and I will let him tell you more about BLA.
I really just wanted to say that it's consistently one of the great honors of my teaching career and of my daily life to get to be a part of this team and work with all these fine young people. And even though she couldn't be here tonight, the wonderful Mary Dubinga, who is, you know, a great colleague of mine. So I thank you all, and the rest of the BDL staff and everybody. It's been wonderful. Okay, so 3 to 5 tournaments. We've got. Oh, nice. Whoa. Wait a second, this is my chance to give a TED Talk. Oh, I really ought to fight this. Okay, ooh, all right. Okay, 3 to 5 tournaments. We've got Gray Block Jones, Hope Susie, Sadie Keysbury, Tyson Lewis, and Vincenzo Guba. Yeah, that's what I like to call him, Vincenzo. Then for 6+ tournaments, we've got Finn Nyberg, Hasna Iqbal, Milena Figueredo, Nia Thompson, and Walter Wexler. Thank you all, thanks. All right. So, our top speaker is somebody who's always helpful and always pleasant and always trying to do her best. And so, Nia Thompson, come on over here and get on this. There we go. Okay. And our Legacy Award goes to somebody who puts her heart and soul into everything she does every single day, and who always thinks I'm teasing her, but I very rarely am teasing her. So our Legacy Award goes to Hasna Iqbal. All right, thanks everybody.
Up next, English High School. English High School is always keeping it classy. It's actually one of my favorite places to go visit because they're just so funny and so full of attitude. And this does not exactly start or stop, I guess, depending upon how you look at it, with their coach, who is awesome. They have many coaches who are awesome, but the one who is here right now, Mr. Caprino, why don't you tell us more about some of these great students?
All right, so we've had a really good year this year. I think the best part of this year is typically, scooching guys, what are you doing? All right, what usually happens with the debate team is I'm chasing kids around and trying to get them to participate. This has been one of the most consistent, reliable groups we've had in a long time. It's more been them chasing me around, and I'm like, guys, haven't we practiced enough this week? Come on, this is good. So it's been a great group. You can see here, we had for 3 turns, we had Angelica Mercedes, Emilia Andrews, Fennel Kennel, we had Jaheim, we had Kailani Jones, Laura Rosa Torres, and Mikal Mustafa. And then you can see with the 6 tournaments, people who've been at every single tournament this year is Joey Martinez, Leslie Felipe, Michelle Garcia, Nayeli Acevedo, Sasha Moran, and Celine Guzman. Okay, so for the top speaker in English, this student came at the beginning of the year, freshman, and told me that she was a great debater and that she could move right up and go to varsity. I was fairly skeptical, but she definitely proved me wrong as a freshman and moving up to varsity, and that's Sasha Moran. And then for the English division for our Legacy Award, This student had mentioned to me that she was going to be done with debate, and I kind of talked her into it a little bit. I think she was a little fearful of JV from last year, but all of a sudden she goes 6-0 undefeated and wins the JV division and gets forced up to varsity. So she's really stuck with it, and she's done a great job, and that's Saline Guzman. For the Spanish division, our top speaker, this is the first year for the student on the team, and what's been funny about this is the rest of the students in the Spanish division came to me and said, Mr. Caprino, he thinks because he joined debate, he can debate with all his teachers all day. And that's been an absolute fact, and he's been doing a great job, and he's really helped build the culture of this team, and that's Joey Martinez. And our Legacy Award winner actually had something come up, so she couldn't make it today. But she's been contributing to this team in my debate class a couple years ago, and she's stuck with it, and that's Leslie Felipe. So, kudos to her.
Also, special shout out, English High School has been a part of the BDL since the very beginning, and there have been a lot of very dedicated coaches who've gone through the program, and one of their former coaches is actually here, being photographer, who is also now headmaster of English High School, so shout out to Headmaster Murphy for coming. Next, we have the top teams of the year.
Esto va a ser en español. Voy a presentar el mejor los dos mejores equipos del año en debate en español. Primero, empezaré con el segundo. De la escuela Brighton tenemos Sara Santana y Ashley Rosa. Felicidades. Y para el primer puesto tenemos de la escuela English High School a Leslie Felipe Ulola y Michelle García.